I also want to express our gratitude to the U.S. authorities for today putting actions behind their 34 years of promises and pledges.
There is new hope tonight for a South Florida woman. She lost her husband in the bombing of Flight 103 over Lockerbie, Scotland, more than 3 decades ago. And for the first time, a suspect will be tried in the U.S. He had his first court appearance today. Agila Muhammad Masood is accused of making the bomb that brought down that plane. 59 people on board the plane were killed. 11 more on the ground died from falling debris. The Justice Department announced charges against him 2 years ago and vowed to never end its pursuit of the suspect.
The United States believes we have an extremely compelling case and can clearly prove this case beyond a reasonable doubt at trial.
The victims' families are calling for a trial to begin as soon as possible.
Now, that includes Victoria Cummick, who lives right here in South Florida. CBS 4's Yvonne Taylor spoke with her today. He is live tonight on Watson Island with her decades-long push for justice. It has been a long wait for Mrs. Cummick. Yvonne.
A long wait indeed, Elliot and Nasha. Over 30 years seeking justice. We're talking about a woman from South Florida who thought that she would not live to see this day in her lifetime. She lost her husband and the father of her 3 children in what's considered the second deadliest terrorist attack in U.S. history.
One of the people that murdered my husband is going to be brought to justice in an American courtroom.
Victoria Cummick, who lives in South Florida, is referring to this man, Abu Agela Masood, a former Libyan intelligence officer now charged in connection with the bombing of Pan Am Flight 103.
I wasn't sure if, within my lifetime, we would be able to see the day. So this is a significant milestone for me, my families, and all the families of those killed.
Her husband, John B. Cummick, the father of her 3 children, was among the 259 passengers on board a Pan American flight from London to New York on December 21st, 1988. The plane crashed into the town of Lockerbie, Scotland. 11 more people died on the ground. British investigators revealed that a bomb in the luggage compartment caused the plane to explode into pieces. The Justice Department confirmed the suspect is now in U.S. custody. 2 years ago, U.S. authorities accused Masood of helping make the bomb that caused the tragedy.
I also want to express our gratitude to the U.S. authorities for today putting actions behind their 34 years of promises and pledges.
Cummick founded the Pan Am 103 Lockerbie Legacy Foundation, says that for decades, she and the families of other victims fear that they would not see justice.
We felt betrayed by our government. We were very heartbroken to see that the U.S. and U.K. authorities handed the lead investigation to the Scots, which didn't have the resources for an international investigation.
Masood was not the only person charged. In 2001, another man, Abel Basset, was convicted of the bombings and sentenced to life in prison. But Basset was released in 2009 due to a cancer diagnosis, outraging Cummick's and other victims' families.
Our hope is that we'll be able to find out what he knows, and hopefully he'll be able to identify other co-conspirators so we can also bring them to justice.
Now listen to this. According to U.S. officials, Masood confessed in 2012 to a Libyan government agent that he was behind the Lockerbie bombing. What Ms. Cummick did with that information, at what, according to her, U.S. officials responded, we'll tell you that at 6 p.m. Live in Watson Island, I'm Yvonne Taylor, CBS 4 News.
Wow, thank you, Yvonne.